This is Scratch Your Own Itch, the one show that delivers the conversations that we're afraid to share, but need to. This show is all about creating a life worth living. I'm Logan Tyler Nelson, and I'm your host. So, you're going to hear conversations with creators and entrepreneurs talk about what they do, their current and past traumas, how they became who they are, and what they are truly curious about. This is the show where we talk about the things we think about a lot, but need to talk about more. Please take note that this show is not a substitute for actually creating a life worth living, because this show will stir your beliefs, make you question what it means to create a life worth living. So my promise to you is to always give you one question to answer for yourself today to start turning your dreams into a reality. So, ladies and gents, I've got an awesome guest on today. His name is Dave Meltzer. He is the CEO of Sports One Marketing, one of the world's leading sports and entertaining marketing agencies, which he co-founded with Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon. In 2014, he was awarded the Ellis Island Medal of Honor and honored as a Knight of the Sovereign Order of St. John of Jerusalem Knights of Malta, the world's oldest humanitarian organization. He's also the host and creator of a top-rated podcast, The Playbook. But that just scratches the very surface of who Dave Meltzer really is. So, strap on your seatbelt and get ready to introduce yourself to the one and only Dave Meltzer. How you doing, Dave?
I'm great. I love it, but I'm Dave Meltzer. That's Meltzer. You always get me confused with the motorcycle guy.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
not a problem.
Off air. We were talking. I'll get it one of these days. I'll get that.
No, it's perfect, man. You gotta keep it real, brother. And yeah, it starts with an M. But thank you for having me on. I love Scratch the Surface, and would love and really gonna enjoy kind of getting deeper into what people really want to know.
Exactly. Absolutely. So I really want to know what's the best story from your life that has an underlying sort of valuable message?
I think the best story of my life is that I had lived a life of Midas, born with nothing, and worked really hard with good principles, and ended up living my dreams, having everything, gorgeous, wonderful wife, 3 beautiful daughters, and retiring in my 30s. And because I lost my principles, because I forgot I forgot my own foundational values, forgot how to take stake in who I was, I started surrounding myself with the wrong people. I had the wrong philosophy of value, and I ended up losing everything. And the lesson that I learned from losing everything was simply to be of service, to really live in service, to provide value all day long, every day, as much as I can, in every aspect, in every situation, be able to provide service and value to others unconditionally, and know that the universe will fill the void that you create by what you service.
Wow. That's, oh, man, you hit it on the top of the head. That is a success principle that I think, it's not a secret to some, but I think a few that will hear it go, okay, it's not about me. It's about the service. And you had to unfortunately go through that, losing it all to realize that it is about just that. So, man, you're wicked wise. What's the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your area of expertise / industry?
It has to do, in my industry, the sports industry. The most valuable piece of information is the idea of what I call the stage theory. There's a whole new revolution going on with content And when you think of sports, you think of inspirational, aspirational content, whether it's live on the radio, on TV, on the phone, uh, wherever you want to experience that inspirational, aspirational content. The key to it today is what I call the stage theory. It's a matter of capturing the content in the best way, amplifying it to as many people that hold that frequency of inspiration and aspiration, and perpetuating it for others to share for all time. And when you understand the concept of the stage theory, you can quickly realize how to monetize content, especially sports content.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. It's so true. So true. And you're capitalizing on that, my friend. And I see, I saw a Gary V video with you and him today, and actually, you're hitting hard with LinkedIn, and I see you hitting hard with podcasts as well. And he sort of like shared that with you. And I'm like, man, this guy's executing. He's not only just getting advice and then hearing it and letting it go in one ear, not the other, but actually executing on just that thing. So it's so cool to see that and sort of see those dots connect.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's one of the most valuable videos I did with Gary, because I think a lot of people look up to what I'm doing. And I think it's important for leaders to show themselves as mentees, right? And I share radical humility with Gary. And I think it was very important for people to see not only me ask for help, but me to execute on the help that Gary gave me. And, Gary's so smart. The advice was given to me in July, and I think everybody sees what I've done since July with my content and how I asked Gary for help. He gave it to me. I listened to it and I executed on it. And what a huge difference Gary's made. And just to that point, I came in again for my little quarterly piece of advice and met with Gary again. And once again, he shared some tremendous advice, and we'll see how that works. And I'm 99.9% sure it's going to work the same way the last piece of advice did.
Wow, dude, I love it. I love it. It actually leads so well into my next question, which is, what do you think is your best piece of advice for someone that is looking to build relationships with either influencers or someone that they aspire to be one day?
Oh, that's easy. Be kind to your future self. Best piece of advice. If you look upon every person, place, or thing, situation, idea that you come upon, and you look at it with that expansive vision and being kind to your future self, what can I do to be of service, to help, to grow? Your whole life will be different. And it's the best piece of advice you can give yourself or others is to be kind to your future self.
Ah, gosh, man, that's huge. What is a recent belief that you've adopted into your life that 5 years ago, if you would have thought of this, like, this idea, it wouldn't have made sense at all. But nowadays you're like, wow, this is really groundbreaking for me.
So the groundbreaking thing that I realize now is this unconscious competency. 5 years ago, somebody would told me that I had an unconscious competency that was both energetic and genetic. I don't think I was ready to hear that or to be aware of it. And it's such a significant understanding for me and awareness to not only to have to think, say, do, and also believe the right things. But if I don't shift my energy, if I don't deactivate some of my genetic code that I've inherited and activate other code that I've inherited, it's not going to matter what I think, say, do, or even believe. If I don't shift my energy in the right direction and don't work through the genetic disposition that I've been given, I will not be nearly as successful as I am or happy.
Oh man, that's huge. Wow. I'm like, you just blew my mind just now. So I love that, man. So the next thing I want to ask though is, what's your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is, it doesn't matter if you have the lead as long as you have the heart to come from behind. Uh, and why it's my favorite quote is it's aligned completely with my life's vision of consistently every day, persistently without quit, enjoying the pursuit of my potential. It doesn't matter where I'm ranked, as long as I'm pursuing my potential and enjoying it every day without quit. It doesn't matter if I have the lead, as long as I have the heart to do that, because I will sooner or later be in front.
Could you expound upon the key to happiness? I feel like you kind of answered it just now, but kind of expound upon it a little bit.
Good question. So yes, my definition of happiness is the enjoyment of the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of my potential. Happiness is a journey. It's not an end. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And a lot of people don't understand. They attach their happiness to outcomes. When I graduate high school, I'm going to be happy. When I start my business, I'm going to be happy. When I make my first $1 million, I'll be happy. And the list goes on and on and on. But the truth is happiness is the journey. Happiness is the way. And there is no way to happiness. It is the way.
I love that, man. I love that. Oh man, you're just so key on that exact thing. Happiness is the way. But I want to really ask you, I guarantee, David, some people are like, wow, this guy is a genius. I want to get more of them. And if they do want to get more of you, where's that one place you'd like to send them?
Well, if they have to go one place, I'll just have them Google my name, David Meltzer, Meltzer, or at David Meltzer. You can follow me. But that's the easiest way to find me, and just blessed to have so many people following me. And please, if you like what you hear, listen to my podcast, my TV show, be happy to share. I even, if you want my book, let me know. I'm happy to send that out as well.
That's awesome. Dude, you're just a true giver, my friend. So I just want to do 3 more questions specifically for you, because
Sure.
I think they're probably going to be questions that are just tied to you and only you. You've said recently that you had to go bankrupt before you actually found out how to truly make money. Do you think some people just have to hit rock bottom to actually reach any success? Or do you think there's a way to avoid that?
Oh, there's absolutely a way to avoid it. And the way to avoid it is surround yourself with the right people and the right ideas, as well as seek key mentorship or coaching. Find people that can help you, like I found Gary. Find people that can help you, people that sit in the situation you want to be in. And you'll never have to face bankruptcy. You'll never have to experience rock bottom if you find those who can help you and surround yourself with the right people and the right ideas.
Man, oh man, that's huge. That's huge. Oh, that's huge. Because as we get older, and as I get older, I really want to learn, but I've gotten my sort of ass kicked over and over and over, and I just want to keep on getting better. But I feel like sometimes you do have to get your ass kicked in order to learn, and it's just like, but is there a way to avoid that? That would be awesome. So thank you for giving it to me. Um, So I really like to interview people. It's one of my favorite things to do in the entire world is to interview people. How have interviews led to either creating more income in your life or created more influence? And how are you getting booked on more podcasts yourself?
Yeah, so understanding interviewing is understanding listening. It's being more interested than interesting, right? And there's all types of different listening that goes on. There's, people that interrupt, which is the lowest form. There's people that, can't wait to speak. That's another form. But the transformative listener, the one who can not only actually coalesce and listen to the content, but transform it and share those ideas, complex ideas that can then be shared to others. Things don't come to us. They don't even come for us. They come through us. And when we're truly listening and interviewing somebody, we, take what I'm saying, for example, X, and it goes through you and it becomes X plus you. and then it goes to someone else, and it goes X plus you plus them, and all of that different additive, all of the different flavor, all of the different experience creates a whole that creates an idea that vibrates as close to the truth as it can become. And so it's very important, number one, to learn listening skills to be a great interviewer. And as a great interviewer, if you can share ideas that vibrate the fastest, if you can live your life as close to your potential as you can, then many other people want to not only share your ideas, but would love to have you on to explore your ideas so they can have their own X plus you plus them.
Oh man, that's huge. That's huge. I love that, man. The listening is such a skill. You know, I talk about it sometimes. I go, there's a lot of talk shows out there, but there's not as many listen shows out there. So that's
Great point.
last question, my friend, is I think it's a huge one, but I think it'll help out anybody who just needs to kind of like break out of their energy mode. What was the most recently viewed, like something that you saw or some situation that you were in that just made you laugh uncontrollably?
Oh my goodness. I have to tell you, on my true anniversary, which was August 31st, so, 11 days ago, was the last time that, I literally laughed so hard that I almost peed myself. And I think my wife did. And it was just, and it was literally, just having an intimate relationship with the person that is most relative to me, celebrating what I call my Clemente anniversary, the 21st anniversary. And honestly, I can't even remember what the heck I was talking about, but whatever I said was so funny that my wife could not stop laughing. And then I couldn't stop laughing to see the joy that I brought to her. And she was laughing so hard, I know she's going to kill me for saying this. She had to stop and use the beach toilets, which are probably the most disgusting restrooms in the world, so she could see herself, which honestly made me laugh even harder. But I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And I think I was laughing more because of the joy that I was able to bring to my wife on the special day for whatever idiotic thing that I said or did. But it certainly brought great joy to her life.
That's all right. I'm gonna contain myself. That's awesome. So yes, I hope someone out there right now is listening and laughing as well. And gosh, David, thank you so much for taking the time. If you heard any of this and you want to quote one of David's quotes that he just brilliantly said inside this interview, and you send it to me, screenshot it, I would love to share you on the next episode and leave a review. If you do that, that would be huge. And please check out David. Like, this guy is someone to follow if you have not heard of him. I'm so happy that I'm delivering you an early Christmas present, because this guy is someone to just follow. And his book, The Playbook, oh man, he just gives it where it needs to be given. He hits you in the head with so much, and so thank you, David, so much, man.
You got it, man. Anytime. I appreciate scratch the surface, and I hope to come back on, and appreciate everybody for following me and listening to me on The Playbook and Elevator Pitch. So thank you.
100%.
There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you battle it up? Get down to the heart of it. No, it's my heart. Your shit out of your luck. Don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, love, love. Hey. Love, 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 love.
Oh, wow. You made it to the very end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Scratch Your Own Itch with your host, Logan Tyler Nelson. To make it to the end, gosh, that doesn't happen very much nowadays. I mean, especially with the constant distraction. So I appreciate all of the efforts that you just took out of your day to make it to the end. And if you hit that subscribe button and leave a review, you would have no idea what that would mean to me. So thank you so much for taking the time to hit that subscribe button. And if you leave a review, check it out. Just screenshot it, send it to me, and I'd love to host your review out on the show. But don't ever forget, like I say, you matter and you're enough.
Love is the main reason for how all of this happened. Love for all my fans, love for all the shows. Got love for all my memories, no matter where I go. Even if I'm out to nothing, I know there's always something. It's not a fitness test, but it'll always